Alright, we're live.
Alrighty.
Oh, so I did get to Omu.
How exciting. Let's see. So where we leave off? We left off with you having found your way into the Lost City of Omu in the depths of the Chultan jungles, where you believe the Soulmonger and other treasures are somehow found. There you discovered a dread figure from Chult's history was apparently still active and ruling a fairly large number of... I can't hear you at all, Sean. A fairly large number of evil Yuan-Ti snake people. You learned this mostly from interrogating one that you captured after a bunch of them very, very nearly killed you all. Then you made your way into the city proper and found a strange shrine, which upon investigation you found within a peculiar cube. And that's more or less where we left off on the map. The square area is where you currently are, and the circles are points of interest. You've taken note of buildings that are in better repair or seem to have some interesting feature about them. We're going to try to resolve Sean's technical problem here. Which is good, because it gives me a chance to drink more coffee. Which this time of year is absolutely required for running Dungeons & Dragons. I wonder if he restarted his computer entirely. No, because Fantasy Grounds is still open.
Could just be resetting Discord.
Must be. Okay, it was lighting up green now, which is the first time that I've seen it do that, but I still don't hear you. It says that there's sound transmitting. What the heck?
Hearing anything either.
Neither am I.
I would definitely say to like check your mic settings and make sure you don't have like any kind of volumes down low or anything.
And make sure it's set to the right input device.
Or you can just talk in Morse code. Just blink.
Yeah, testing. Hello.
There we go.
Hey, there you are.
We can
Yeah,
hear
it was system muted, and that makes no sense.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Like correct input and everything appears to be working, and it's like muted at the system level, even though the levels are set up really high. I don't know. It's weird.
I was about to make a joke that we finally managed to silence a bard.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Also, yes, very permissible joke. Yes. Anyway, Angel, I was gonna say you missed some crazy fights.
Sorry, work and then vacation. That's New Orleans was wonderful.
No, it's okay. You did good. When you were NPC'd, you did good. You did real good.
Oh, good.
Despite
did
almost
great.
dying. Again.
Well, I mean, more than one of us almost died.
True.
We had a very good turnaround moment. It was pretty great.
Yeah, I read the notes. And it said,
Hashtag LCS big plays.
All right, so you find yourself standing outside a strange tomb or shrine. I should say it's not a tomb. There's nothing dead in it. And holding the peculiar cube that you found within. You know that there is a terrible frog beast guarding the shrine, lurking just outside these walls and that pond before you. Where are you going next?
I'm pretty sure we're going to the closest building, complex of buildings that are circled.
Yeah, that was what we wanted to do. We also wanted to check out that enclosed area, that walled off, kind of like, I don't know if it's a garden or whatever, but like on the way to that building, I think we're gonna check that out too.
Yeah, both of them, I think.
What time of day is it right now? From when we...
This would be, it wouldn't be that long. It's still like morning before noon.
Okay.
Between dawn and noon.
Okay. So do we want to check out the enclave that we passed first, or do we want to go check out that other building further across?
Let's check out the enclave.
Could you post the map again for us, or for me maybe? I think I'm at. Oh, there we go. Thanks.
Oh, I tried to help, and it says only records which you own can be shared.
Yeah, right. So I think we're going across the first circle and then the second circle to our east, right?
Yeah, unless you want to climb and or fly over the walls, you do have to kind of loop around, but they're basically across the street from each other.
Could try to scout for us. I don't know, unless Hux wants to do that because he's much harder to see than.
I can, scout near the ground, but if you want a bird's eye view, Bram would be better. But I will go ahead and scout ahead a bit.
And that's
Yeah,
what that stealth roll of 5 and that perception roll of 4 earlier was for, right?
No, absolutely not.
I'll take team it. I don't know. What would I do if I were doing the same thing but from up high?
I mean,
same two rolls.
Flying here is a bit dangerous because of the gargoyles, so you can't go too high. So, I mean, I don't really think hiding is much of an option from above.
How about this? How about what if I flew up just high enough? What if I flew up just high enough to get on top of the wall or something?
Yeah,
just like perched or something.
Definitely.
Yeah, let me make a circuit first. See what's out there.
I mean, this is a big enclosure, so it would take you a while to go all the way around. If you want to, that's fine. But
why don't you take one direction? I'll take the other direction and go along the top, maybe.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Not very sneaky. And not very perceptive.
This is why I work alone.
Such a lone renegade.
Also with my cat friend.
Yay, I'm here too.
Then you don't work alone.
Yep. Oh, contradiction. Oh, logical fallacy.
We work alone.
Your argument has been demolished.
Cats don't count. We are supervisors.
That's really actually true.
Please don't imply the cat's doing the work.
That is terribly offensive to the cat lord. He would not appreciate it.
Let's see what I got here. All right. Alex, you're looping around to the north side a bit. And Bran is headed to the south a bit. Perched on top of the wall. Let's see what you see inside. Ruined buildings, of course. And you can see the smoke is drifting up lazily from it. Hux can spot that the front gate has been splintered, and there's several scorch marks defacing the buildings inside. There was some kind of battle here fairly recently. Hux can also see that there are bodies, so you can't really make out the details. Humanoid, at least. And
Can't see anything
there are
else. Like,
some wild dogs inside that area that are kind of dragging the bodies around and fighting over them. Bran, you don't see quite as much. You mostly just see, well, you can spot, this thing's quite obvious. You're able to spot a large pole that looks like it was made out of, it's made of some sort of organic material, bones and sinews and such.
Gross.
And you can lightly smell burning flesh.
Uh,
I'm gonna hold position well hidden, and I'm just going to see if I can see anything besides the dogs or any other kind of fauna inside, specifically anything guarding the entrance or any of the buildings.
Cool. What are you gonna do, Bran?
I'm gonna keep moving around and observing and see if I can see life, like signs of actual people of any kind, humanoid. What?
Since it's more or less between you two, actually, you're both able to spot as you watch and as Bran continues to make his way around. One of the buildings, which looks like it has recently partially collapsed, you can see like someone moving underneath the rubble. They're clearly trying to like move it off of them.
Oh, like they're trapped?
Yes.
Look like human.
You
or
don't see any dangers, apparent dangers other than the wild dogs, though. Yeah, it looks like a humanoid creature.
How close to me is this person?
I mean, not very. It's kind of in the central area.
Okay, I'm guessing I have no idea where Hux is, so I have no idea if the person's closer to them.
Certainly true.
How close are they to me? Still kind of far away.
I mean, yeah, they're in they're trapped in the more central area of the plaza. So of the compound, I should say. So, I mean, really, it's equidistant from you two, but neither of you can really communicate that to each other at the moment. So,
okay. What if could you like mark where Hux? Well, okay, I guess maybe that doesn't matter. I was gonna say I probably want to help the rest of the team get up here. How high is the wall?
it is this last time. It is 15 feet high. Well, 12.
Okay.
There is a front gate, but it has been smashed. It leads out to the east there.
Okay, I think it's safer for us to enter from the side we started on. I'll make my way back and lower a rope.
Cool.
Do I see Brian doing this?
Yeah, probably. I'm not very stealthy. I got a 9.
Or at least hear him?
Yes, you definitely hear Bran and spot him.
I grit my teeth. I'm gonna, if I can, without drawing attention to myself, especially with the dogs, I'm gonna try and get a little bit closer and see if I can make out more details about like what these bodies are. Are they Sneeple? Are they humans or what?
Oh, good question.
Which people?
The ones that are dead.
Oh, yes, they look humanoid. There are some. Looks like there's some Yuan-Ti scattered in there. A mixture of Yuan-Ti and humans. Several of the humans are wearing. The humans are wearing robes or leather armor.
Anything distinctive about the robes?
Like, are they red?
They're definitely red.
Okay, I have heard of these.
Yeah, I think I know who they are too.
Right. I've heard of these red robe wizards. I don't know that much about them, but I heard that they were probably evil.
Wait. Am I seeing this, or is this just Hux, right?
Yeah, this is Hux, who's kind of still keeping a look. Well, Bran kind of lands on the back wall and lowers down the rope to the rest of the party.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I'm an amateur. I'm going to do that. Come on up.
Shine immediately scrambles at the rope. Let's go.
You have climbing speed. You don't even need it.
Oh. Shine totally
Cat
shows
powers.
up. Climbs up the wall. Because she can.
Fennec takes the rope and goes over.
Shine totally accidentally smacks Fennec in the face with her tail.
You all kind of land on that side of the compound. You can see the wild dogs in the distance, and actually several of them look up and look towards your direction, kind of sniffing the air, but they don't seem to they look warily in your direction, but they seem to be focused on the corpse that they're currently feeding on.
I pull out some rations.
Yeah.
And I'll just how close are they?
Like 100 feet away, probably a few hundred feet.
Okay, if they get within 60 feet, I'll just toss some food. Yep.
All right. Eventually one will investigate, and that will happen, but as long as you all don't approach them, they're clearly not interested in approaching you also.
Okay, can I make my way in the compound without running afoul of these dogs? Because I think of all of us,
yes.
I look the nicest, the best treat among us.
They've got plenty of food. As long as you're not trying to take away their food, they're happy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I could be a distraction if need be.
I'll do them one better. I'll give them food, some dry rations. Dogs are into that, right?
It's a treat.
A cat, a bird, 2 lizards, and a green man walk into a compound with wild dogs.
Green man!
And there's a human man with us.
And immediately try to feed them. Just feed the shit out of them.
There too. And a plant man.
Yep, we're very, yep. Diversity is what unites us.
Beautiful.
Diversity.
I don't know.
So, there's smoke, as I said earlier, drifting lazily up from the walls. There's several scorch marks you can see defacing the buildings. Some of the walls have been caved and broken in. There's clearly been some sort of recent brutal battle here. Near the center of the compound is a plaza that you're currently in. It's littered with the charred human corpses. One of the corpses is being, as I described, torn apart by a pack of wild dogs. Also nearby is the effigy, the pole that Bran had spotted earlier. You can examine more closely if you want more details, but from here you can kind of tell that it looks to be made out of humanoid bones that must have been assembled shortly after the battle. Across the plaza, directly across the plaza from you, is the person who is trapped under some rubble.
Wait, okay. You said the pillar was constructed after the battle, so this is 2 days old or something?
Yeah, it looks like the bones are still wet. Ugh, I didn't know saying that.
I'll ask Balasar, if he knows what that effigy, what the purpose of that. Shine too, I guess. You guys know about magic. I kind of know about magic.
I'm making a roll for Balasar, don't worry.
That'd be a knowledge arcana, right?
Briefly forgot that Balasar isn't here with us today.
Yeah, unfortunately. You can make an Arcana check. It's not going to tell you a lot, other than you're pretty sure this is not related to magical practice. This looks to be some sort of religious symbol. Unfortunately, Balsar does not recognize it as anything he has seen before.
Could I see if the effigy has any historical importance?
If you want to look at it more closely, kind of have to examine it for those purposes.
Okay.
From here, you can't really.
Can't really tell much about it.
I can try
Okay.
history too. Do I recognize it with a history check?
Well, how
You guys
far
have to
away from the effigy are we?
I mean, it's in between you and the guy who's trapped. So if you're headed
Okay.
that direction, you're going to pass by it in any case. I'm only mentioning this in case you want to specifically not go towards it, but you don't. Shine is pretty sure with her knowledge that it's not like channeling arcane energies, and Belisar's pretty sure that it's not cursed or anything.
Onwards, towards the thing that is very confusing.
Once you get closer, you can see that it's a glaive that has been thrust into the remains of a burned out pyre. There's charred snake skulls and blackened inhuman vertebrae lashed to the sphere. On a wall nearby, a symbol has been daubed in ash, a snake curled in a spiral, gripping a circle in its jaws. Balsar looks it over, but shakes his head and he says something along those lines. This surely represents some dark deity, but he is not familiar with it. The person who's trapped in the rubble has seen you at this point and it calls out, "Help! Help! Please! Please!"
Oh God, I make I make the put a finger in front of my face.
Shine immediately goes to examine the glaive. Can I keep it?
The glaive with bones on it? Yeah, if you want.
It looks really cool. Is there any kind of arcane anything around it, or is it just a big, elaborately skullified?
Yep, it's just like a wooden stick with a blade on the end and a bunch of bones stuck to it when you break it down. I mean, it looks fairly impressive, but that is what it is.
I'm gonna keep it. What I'm really hoping is that at some point I'll be able to use it and just intimidate somebody, because it looks pretty. If it's that elaborate and it's scary and snaky, maybe the snakes don't like it.
That makes sense.
How close am I to the guy?
Sorry, 1 second. I'm adding that to Shine's inventory.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, how close are
I'm not a
you?
horror.
Let me check. I mean, only 100 feet. The whole plaza is only a football field across, 300 feet or so.
Okay, I'll start moving closer to him, and then if the dogs start moving, they start making they're gonna not stay away from me. I'll just have food ready to throw to them.
No, they seem pretty content with what they have. There's plenty to go around.
Yeah, recent battle. Yeah.
Is anybody else making their way across the plaza with Bran, or are you?
Yes.
Yeah,
back?
probably head
Okay.
head with. Is there anything we
What's-
can make out about the guy that's trapped under there, like what he's wearing?
He's not wearing red robes.
Okay.
The lower half of his body seems to be pinned.
Yeah.
Can we see the lower half of his body? Is it kind of snaky?
You cannot see the lower half of his body. The upper half of his body is not snaky.
He did not sound like a snake. He talked like a
Yeah,
normal ass person.
That's true. His voice did sound like a Charlton person.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Yuan-Ti with human heads and snake underneath lower bodies, so
True.
definitely still hidden and arrow knocked and just waiting in case this person does anything.
You're able to make your way across towards him. Those of you who are, Huck's kind of slinking off to the side, unbeknownst to you all. Still, you can see that the upper level of one of the buildings kind of collapsed in some sort of explosion and fell on this guy's lower half. He looks like he's in pretty bad shape. You realize he fell quiet not because Brand told him to, but because calling out for help pretty much used up the last of his energy, at least for the time being. When he's a little more healthy, he looks like this.
Ah, you must be Orvix Akaramis.
None of that. Got to click there. Now you'll never know. Unidentified image.
Okay.
So when I clicked it, it changed the title back.
I just did because
okay.
like, yeah.
Oh, no wonder he can't get himself out.
Brutal.
Yeah, I know.
See, that image is making my computer glitch.
He's kind of just lying there, panting. He looks like he hasn't had anything to eat or drink since this battle concluded. He doesn't have any obvious injuries, but other than, there's several large pieces of collapsed building pinning his legs from the thighs down. Now that you're closer, you can see he has human legs as well. He just kind of says, desperately kind of looking up from you, not really moving at this point, like, please, help.
Yeah, I'll start, if I'm close enough, I'll start trying to help him, start trying to move some of the rubble so he can start moving.
So you said it's a pillar that he's trapped underneath?
Yeah, just some like parts of the building,
All
stone that broke off.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and help him.
Fantastic.
I'll just assist Fennec.
Yeah, make an athletics roll, Fennec, with advantage from Brand's assistance.
That's a crit.
Wow.
Just
So with
throws
ease,
it off of him.
Brand like finds like a piece of like metal bar that they'd use to reinforce the wall and hands it to Fennec, and Fennec uses it to just like easily leverage the large piece of rubble off of the man's body. His legs look mostly uninjured, like they're clearly hurt, but it doesn't look like they're too badly broken or anything. Like, however it just like fell on him in such a way as to trap him rather than injure him too badly.
All right, if he's free, I'm gonna give him a ration and I'll hand him a water skin.
He'll very carefully kind of lying on the ground, not really sitting up. He'll very carefully consume the ration. Well, he'll drink the water first, and then he'll begin to eat the ration as well, slowly. Though it's clear that it's taking him a great deal of effort not to just wolf it down.
Okay, now that I'm seeing this guy's basically clinging on to life and it's not a danger to us at the moment, I'm going to then continue, not really be as stealthy, but kind of look around and at the bodies that aren't currently being devoured by dogs and see if I can find anything of use from them.
Shine's gonna do the same.
It looks like they've already been stripped, other than of their robes. The first few bodies you check, and kind of just looking up, you're able to quickly see that is the case. Whoever fought this battle, whoever won this battle, whichever side did, took whatever was left over for themselves at the end of it. The injured man looks up at Fennec and Bran and says, slowly just kind of hauls himself up so that he's sitting up finally, and gingerly massages his legs a bit. He says, thank you. Been trapped 2 days.
What happened here? And who else resides here?
I can tell you more later. After I rest, Red Wizards, the odd tea, they fought here.
Okay.
That was
Should
helpful.
probably get him somewhere safer then, maybe.
I can thank you. I am valuable. Please take me.
Okay. I'll start helping pick him up, I suppose.
Sure, he can
If
like
that's how
get
we're
to
gonna
his
do.
feet with your help. But
Okay,
if you
sure.
want something- if you want to carry him, that's fine too. But he's pretty.
I mean, whatever he wants to do. If he wants to walk on his own, hobble, I'll help him up. If he wants us to carry him, we can just carry him, as long as he's like not just laying in the middle of this.
He'd prefer to to hobble if possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he does so with your aid. Where are you going like into one of the buildings? Is that the plan, or are you going in somewhere else?
Doesn't seem entirely safe here. We might want to just backtrack with him. Well, getting him over the wall would be a problem. Actually, how heavy is he? Does he look really light?
He does look pretty light.
Like he's kind of gaunt. He's like an older man.
Yeah.
And he is human, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, I am gonna like make myself known and ask him, "What is this place?"
He looks over at you and tilts his head. One like doesn't tilt his head, but if he wasn't so exhausted, he'd clearly be extremely surprised at your appearance. He says, "Ruins of Lost City. Well worth studying."
Oh, does he look wounded, by the way?
He's hurt, yeah.
I mean,
But like
he might-
rest is the main thing he wants, right? Needs.
I mean, he's missing, in mechanical terms, he is most likely missing hit points and has some amount of exhaustion levels. Both of those problems would be solved by a long rest, but also the hit points problem can be solved with healing if wanted.
Yeah, I'll give him a cure. I'll give him a cure wounds. Just give him a one slot. Yeah, hold on.
But this specific place, why was there a battle here?
All right, he gets 10 hit points back.
Awesome. He looks considerably better. He's still wounded and exhausted, but he can walk a little more easily, and he nods at you gratefully, Bran. He says, "The Red Wizards fought here. They were camping. It was defensible. But the Yonti came in force. Both sides. I do not think there was a winner."
All right, are any of these buildings safe?
In Omu?
No, here
think not.
within. All right.
I'm gonna try and find one that can situate all of us, but isn't much bigger.
Right. I'll put down the dome, the safety dome.
Some are safer.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'll make a perception check to see if I can see any traps or anything like that.
Yep.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Give me a
Everything's
minute.
on fire. This is fine.
Man, I am a safe house. Let's just pick one.
That is quite true. You make your way into one of the ruined buildings, and Bran sets up the hut. Yes,
Yeah, just cast tiny hut.
you could. I mean, you could find one of the buildings that you would like that is large enough that you can cast the hut inside the building without it being noticed
Right.
outside. Right.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping
Cool.
for.
All right, that's totally possible. You find like one of the buildings has several of the buildings, but you pick one of the buildings that has a large enough open area inside that you can fit inside the Leoman's tiny hut inside the walls,
Good.
and you, under its protection, the man kind of slinks down against a piece of stone. And
Does he seem to know what I just did?
he doesn't seem like he thinks it's weird. He seems
Okay.
quite comfortable and familiar with the process.
Okay. Great. I say we let him rest and get some answers from him when he wakes up.
Sounds to me like it's time for a nap.
I think we should explore some of these buildings within.
Oh, where are we, by the way? Still in that first complex?
Yeah, basically. You're in one of the buildings in that walled compound.
You want to
Okay,
move the square marking us?
Yep.
There we go.
Already got it.
Ooh.
The man says, I can hide here now that I can move. And now that you've healed me. If you have other business.
So are we going to leave a guard, or are we just going to trust him?
Well, I can't leave this area. The only way it remains safe is if I stay here.
Ah, yes, that's right, he says, nodding. I would prefer not to be alone anyway.
So just at least since you've done this now, like at least once or twice, can we hear you outside the bubble if we're allowed to go into it?
Let me look at the actual wording.
Basically, if we go off exploring and something horrible happens, can you yell and can we hear you?
Doesn't say anything about sound, so I'm assuming yes.
Yep.
It's just, it looks like an impenetrable barrier, basically. But it's, it's a two-way, it's like a two-way mirror.
Okay.
So, like, as far as I know, you're gonna see like this solid, dome, but you could just walk through it because you're designated as one of the people who belongs. But anyone else, screw them.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, I give you all the Wi-Fi password, and you can get in. I don't know.
Home is where you know the
Basically.
Wi-Fi password.
So while Bran stays in the dome, several of you kind of explore around this walled compound. There isn't much left. You do find some additional evidence that the Red Wizards had been making a camp here. But as I said, all of the materials have been taken somewhere else.
Fennec goes over to the old guy in the tent. And...
Mm-hmm.
What brought you into Omu in the first place?
My name is Orvex. Orvex Orkamas. Or Akramas, sorry. Orvex Akramas. I am a scholar. I was hired by the Red Wizards to translate. I know a great deal of this city, though this is my first time being here.
So the Red Wizards left you.
Yes. They think that I was no longer useful to them.
So how many of them do you know how many of them are left?
At least 5, plus any mercenaries they have remaining.
They seem pretty strong.
Oh yes, powerful wizards indeed.
Do you aside from your scholarly pursuits, what are you most skilled in?
Kind of smiles a little. He says, I am but a historian. He looks over at Fennec. He kind of,
Oh,
his
yeah, I look
eyes,
over at Fennec too.
his eyes kind of, he looks at him more closely. He says, you look familiar.
Possibly. Name's Fennec Foe, archaeologist.
Foe. From the museum in
Yep, that's my parents.
The Faux family.
Yep.
I've read some of your father's papers. He and I worked together for a time mapping the coast. And now you are here to explore the ruins.
That's the plan. Got hired
He went
ourselves.
west. You went south.
Sorry, what was that?
He said he went west. You chose south.
For the most part, I go wherever the ruins lay.
Well, there is untold potential here in Omu. I know it doesn't look like much, but that is because most of the city is still locked off.
So what have you found so far?
What do you know of Omu? Do you know its history?
Well, we know that there's this Raznasi fellow. Seems to be a bit of bad news. Bunch of Yanti worshipping him, more or less. Well, he's not the only one. Seems to be a prominent figure, as we've gathered here in Omu. Is that what you've found as well?
Yes, but this is a pretty recent development from my studies.
Really? How recent are we talking?
Just a few hundred years ago, this was a thriving place, not a ruin at all. More recently, and then after its destruction, the Yunti came to inhabit it. But from there, Rasnasi must have only arrived within the last 20 years or less, I would say. It would seem he has been biding his time and gathering his strength.
And there's something about the Yanti and worshipping some kind of other deity. Does that sound familiar to you? This seems also perhaps like a recent development. I'm not sure. We're trying to sort it all.
Oh no, they have been following their serpent goddess for quite some time.
Do you know anything about what they're trying to do? Anything specific? Actually, have you heard of a chalice? Does that sound familiar? Some kind of artifact?
Many? Can you be more specific?
Well, let's suppose let's suppose a woman approached you and she claimed to be the Queen of Omu. And she said, "Get me this chalice. It is of utmost importance for me to restore my reign." Does that ring a bell? Does that help at all?
Despite his exhaustion and injury, that actually causes him to lean forward a little. And he says, You have found a remnant of the royal line.
Well, no, just heard of it more like.
You want to make a deception check there? Bram?
Wait, I'm sorry. How am I being
I mean, you're outright lying. Well, I guess you don't know for
Wait,
sure.
what did I wait, hold on. What did we No, I just said suppose we did. I wasn't lying. I was throwing a hypothetical out there. That's not lying.
Yeah, I know. And then he said, "Wait, you've met a member of the royal line?" And
Oh,
said,
I thought you said you found an artifact of the royal line. Okay.
Oh, no. He said member.
I see.
Immediately more interested in the fact that.
Oh, well then well then I'll say
That's fine.
Allegedly. I don't know for certain. It could have been anyone.
He leans back. It would not be the first pretender. And any such individual would have their claim bolstered by possession of such a thing.
Well, she said her name was Mawaksanare.
Mawaksanare. I do not know this name, but it fits the naming pattern.
Looked young. Couldn't say for sure. I don't know humans very well. I don't know. I'm sure you would know if you saw her yourself, but I think young.
Tell me more about the chalice.
Oh, I don't know. She said, let me think for.
Do you have notes on that?
I'm checking my notes.
You should.
You gave us a quest notes thing. Find the skull chalice of Chigakare.
Yeah, you know the name.
No, she just said it's really dangerous. We needed to look for a chalice. It would help her reclaim her rightful position in Omu. She's the queen of Chult, she says. Mawaksanare, that's all I can remember.
Well, there are numerous artifacts that could do as much. And no doubt many lie here. I do not recall Rasnazi having any particular relics of the royal family, though certainly he possesses some of their possessions. I would suppose. I have not seen his chambers.
Well, Mawaksanare is not the only one after it. Met an elf. Fairly certain she's some sort of necromancer. Seems to want it too.
If you are here to retrieve relics, then you are here for the same purpose as the Red Wizards. You should work with them.
Well, I don't know if we want to work with them. Don't know if we want to work with the elf either.
We most certainly aren't working with that bitch.
Yes. Well, she locked up some friends of ours. We don't exactly trust her, and probably don't trust her any more than we trust those Red Wizards, if what I've heard is true about them.
I'm not talking about trust. I mean, they left me to die buried under a building.
Right. That's true. Seems they have no loyalty to you. So anything you could tell us specifically about them, I think would be most helpful. If you're
like what they're looking for.
Names, who's their leader?
Certainly. They're trying to get into the tomb of the 9 gods.
The what?
He points towards the north, says, "Follow the main road all the way, then head east along the cliff wall. You will find the entrance to the tomb. It is where the gods of this land were put to rest by the one who ruined this city."
When the Yanti attacked, how how greatly were their numbers weakened? The wizards, I mean.
Significantly. This is more than most of them. The fact that there is only 5 left, they will be desperate.
Exactly what I was thinking.
If you want to get into the tomb as well, though, you're going to have to deal with them one way or another. Personally, I think it would be easier to work with them than to fight with them, but it is not business of mine.
Well, what do you intend to do once you're all rested?
Aid you as best I can.
It'd be useful having a scholar around. If you don't
I'm
mind
gonna
a bit of
make.
danger.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
I don't have a train, but can I make an insight check on that? I'm just gonna follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. Still having issues over there, Angel?
Fantasy Ground has shut down on me twice.
Are you running it in admin mode by chance?
I don't think so.
You should.
Here, I'm gonna check for updates and restart it.
I mean, luckily we're not in combat or anything, so everything's pretty much just over Discord anyway. Except
I don't think it's in character for me to roll insight, so I'm not going to.
It's fine. Brand just believes him.
Yeah, I think I mean, given his circumstances, I think he's not trying to pull one over on us, but, I'm also more trusting than Hux by a lot.
I remember when I was 3.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 4.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I didn't mean to forget 25% of your existence.
Don't condescend.
Hey, listen. It's been a very intense existence, I'll have you know.
Hux, you're pretty. I mean, he's being mostly honest. Obviously, he does have an ulterior motive, but you would guess that his ulterior motive is like
That was a lot funnier than
study.
it should have been.
His
Yeah.
ulterior motive, I think, is not dying, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah.
He doesn't want to die, and he wants to learn as much about Omu as possible. I mean,
Like, that's my
what
read on him.
This guy is honestly passionate about like the history of this city.
Okay. I mean, I can trust someone that just doesn't want to die. I get that.
Yeah, Hux actually feels weirdly. I would say, like, with that insight roll, like you get a certain amount of like kinship with this fellow.
I feel like Fennec kind of instantly trusts him after he was talking about his father's papers, seeing as my bond is hope to bring prestige to my family's museum. And this guy brought it up, so I was like, hey, we're known.
Somebody's heard of us.
I just feel for him because I remember when I too was abandoned by red wizards after something fell on me.
Right.
Ooh. Listen,
So those red lizards, not wizards.
oh. Well, Orvex, I can appreciate your passion for finding more out about this place, but
Excuse me. Could you tell me your names? Before we
oh
continue?
yes, of course, yes.
You-
Where are my manners?
You can just say yourselves if you don't want to go through.
Yeah, I'll introduce myself.
This is us.
I'll tell him. I'm not a scholar of particular things as you are, but I like to think of myself as a scholar of the world.
I'm not religious. I'm spiritual.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm playing that up a little bit. Yeah. If I may be so pretentious.
I like that one. I'm gonna use that one.
But what I was going to say was that, well, the danger that you faced here with the wizards, I don't think it's going to let up. I think it's only going to get worse if you stay with us. So if you do decide to stay with us, instead of securing some kind of safe passage, that is on you.
If I go back to them alone, they'll probably kill me anyway.
What? Who?
The Red Wizards.
Oh, right. But where did you come from before that?
Oh, Port Nyanzaru. I do not think I would survive a journey across the jungle alone. Nor do I particularly want to.
We have a
If I'm to
sense of
die, I
responsibility.
would rather die here in Omu. It has been my life's work.
Well, I kind of assess him. Like I look him up and down. Like he looked like he wouldn't be very good in a fight.
He's wiry. I mean, right now, certainly not. After he gets some rest, maybe. He's
so
clearly got like a hand crossbow that wasn't smashed up.
Well, when you're at your best, how are you in a fight?
Oh, I can hold my own pretty well against an enemy or two.
Are you a magic user? Please tell me you're a magic user.
No, I'm afraid I've never studied the arcane. I am just a simple scholar who knows how to keep to himself. Apparently not well enough, though.
Why would the red wizards kill you if they found you alone?
They don't want anyone else to know what I know.
Well, means we're targets as well.
I turn to Bran and Fennec and say, the only thing you've told me about the red wizards is they're not good. What else is there? Do you think they would work with us? Is there something we could buy them with?
I think they're bloody unscrupulous. I think they would work with us as far as it would fulfill their purposes, and then they would probably discard us much like they have our newfound friend here.
Harvex gives taps the tip of his nose and points at Bran. But you can use them too, just as I did to make it here.
Yes, and I'm sure they dislike the UMT as much as we do right now. That said, I don't know if I would make friends with them.
Not to say that they might just attack us on sight.
There's only 5 of them left, correct? Or did you say they also had bodyguards?
At least 5, plus a number of mercenaries.
How many?
I mean, I do not know how many survived the battle. We came here with a few dozen. Now there's certainly considerably less than that.
After that, Hux will go around and try and count the non-snake bodies and ones with bodies with leather armor, not the ones with robe.
There's more than 20 in leather armor.
Okay, that's good to know.
Probably about 24 or 25 of them.
How close are they together?
The bodies?
Oh, no.
They're pretty scattered around that. You have to actually, it takes Hux some time to, search to find a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're all humans, right?
Yes. A variety of non-Chultan ethnicities.
Oh, okay, so none of them look to be Chilton, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
And then there's about 6 or 7 bodies in red robes kind of scattered around.
Wonder if they have anything on them still.
Either burn marks or look like they're poisoned, so their skin is turned black in death, or even though it's just been 2 days. It's nasty stuff all around. There's a bunch of Yuan-Ti bodies, to be clear.
Shine followed along.
Did the wizards leave in a haste? Do you think they left anything behind?
Oh yes, it was a fighting retreat on both sides. There was only one exit, you see. I mean, other than up.
Might be something useful on some of them, then.
Let's go take a look.
I'll stay here.
They had everything with them. They were ready.
Well, I was referring to the dead wizards, but
yeah, I've previously established there's not treasure in this area. It was taken with them.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Or this place has been picked clean since then. One of the two. Some other scavengers must have gotten to it.
Damn dogs.
Yeah, they're
Got
taking all
shiny
the
stuff.
treasure.
Are you saying the dogs are full of treasure?
Yeah, man. If you punch them, you drop money.
They're like pinatas now.
Yep. Except with money.
Careful, you're gonna get Omu's John Wick going after you.
Oh, okay. Please don't. Kidding. I'm kidding, John Wick. Don't hurt me.
Oh, great.
Pardon me.
I feel like Keanu
So,
Reeves
can
is
I ask
really
why
good.
you're here? Says Orvex. I've told you a great deal.
Well, we're looking to see what we can do to put an end to whatever this is. I know. Good luck, right?
You mean put an end to the city?
We're trying to end the
No,
death.
no.
We're trying to
Stop
end
the
the death
Yuan-ti.
curse.
The death curse and the Yonti. Ah,
And that.
I do not know if they are related. But the Red Wizards, I can tell you, are very interested in the death curse as well. They have said, I do not know precisely what it is they're seeking here, but they have said it is related to the death curse, much as you have. I said, I don't care. I just want to go to Omu.
I
Man
respect
after
those
my own
priorities.
heart.
Well, you can see how well that turned out for me, but still.
You survived. You're fine.
You'll live a bit longer. I can't guarantee for how long, if I'm being honest, but well,
Life is an
same's true for all of us.
They paid quite well, I admit. Though,
Well,
annoyingly, my funds are with them. When I'm
Oh.
better, when I've rested sufficiently, if you do not wish me to follow you, I will likely stick near to the Red Wizards until they find a way out of the city. Or until they are dead. Or until I am dead.
huh. I think you,
Optimism.
right. That's that is right. Optimistic of you. I think you'd be safer with us, if I'm being honest.
I agree entirely.
I mean, if everyone else is all right with it, I would say you should join us.
I have no
I look
issues
over
with
at
that.
Hux.
For another meat shield.
What?
Can't hurt to have someone who knows the history of this place.
That? Yes, that.
If you seek to enter the tomb, then you will need. Well, you may not need my help, but it will certainly make it easier for you.
What
There
did the Red
is-
Wizards want with that tomb? What are they going to do? Do you know?
They seem to believe the source of the death curse lies within it.
Are they looking to end it themselves?
I highly doubt that.
Well, what are they going to do with it?
Turn it to their own ends.
Probably the same as Necromancer.
They are
Probably.
necromancers, he says.
Well, the one
Well-
that we encountered.
And they travel together often. Well, they always travel together. They don't ever split up, right?
A lone red wizard is a rare thing.
Right. I think it's safe to say that we should consider them to be equal enemies to the Yuan-ti. If not for the, well, power imbalance, I suppose. There are a great deal more Yuan-ti than there are Red Wizards.
But in that case, wouldn't it make sense to pair up with them until we don't need them anymore? Like,
Right, but then they can do the same to us.
well, yeah, but if we're planning on fighting them anyway, why not wait a couple of fights so we can take on the Yanti, and worst case scenario, we just end up fighting them anyway.
If you want to enter the tomb, as I said, you're going to have to deal with them anyway. They possess one of the keys.
What are these?
Who's guiding?
You mean death?
What are these keys that they need to enter the tomb?
The puzzle cubes, he says.
Sweet, we're getting Hellraiser up in here.
He looks at you a little confused. He says, oh, you do not know.
Puzzle cubes.
This might take a moment. Would you mind if I start at the beginning?
Not at all.
By all means.
All right. So, when Ubtao abandoned this land, primal spirits rose up from the forest and made themselves unto gods within the city. In exchange for their worship, the people of the city were given power, protection, and entertainment. They built shrines, and supplicants would go through these shrines, each of them deadly in their own way. Many Omuans died, providing entertainment for the masses and sacrifices for the new gods. For almost a century, they lived by the rules of these gods rather than by the word of Ubtao, who had departed. They built shrines, their names, and the entire city became divided into factions, each following one of the deities, who were deeply opposed to each other. They told a story to explain how this had all come to be, but this is mostly mythology, not history, you understand. Still, such things are just as important often. You see, long ago, when the god Ubtao hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer, the rain stopped, the jungle withered and died, and death swept through Omu. One morning, a wise Zorbo emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans. To convince Ubtao of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all of their good qualities. Catching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked a wily Almirage to help her. The Almirage snuck recklessness into the pot, which the Almirage thought was a virtue. But so Ubtao, thinking differently, spat out the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obalaka the Zorbo and Aijin the Almirage became terrible enemies. These were the first two gods. At noon, a brave Kamadan hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the Omuans' hearts and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Kamadan fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank, and a crafty grung stole it. In her rage, Shagambi the Kamadan forgot all about the Omuans and chased Nang Nang the grung forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Iblis stepped from his reed hut. He did not like the Omuans, but without them he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Iblis sent a marsh frog to reason with Ubtao, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Ubtao, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubazdan, the froghemoth, returned to Papazatl the Iblis, he chased Papazatl into the swamp with his new tentacles. That night, a Sioux monster broke into Ubtao's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omuans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in the Jakuli's burrow. Ubtao asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa, the Jakuli, was too honest to lie. When Wango the Sioux monster found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jakuli and eat him up. All this while, Unk the flail-stale lived deep under the earth. The noise of all the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when the day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Ubtao and made his eyes water. Life returned to Omu, And then it is that the people built shrines to honor the animals who they believed had saved them. I'm going to put all this in your notes, don't worry.
Thank you.
I kept up with most of it.
So, to enter the tomb where those gods are buried, you need to undertake their challenges and gather up the cubes which represent them.
Which one do the red wizards have, and where do they get it? Was the one here?
Let me check 1 second. No, it was a shrine further to the north.
What did it look like?
It was the shrine belonging to Aishin, the Almirage. It is like you know what it is? It is like a small rabbit thing with horns.
Do I know what this is?
Tell me it's a jackalope.
Um,
Is it a nature roll to know what this is?
yeah, it's a nature roll.
Mother.
I don't know
Does
half
it have
of what
sharp, pointy
half
teeth?
of the words he said.
They're like Chelton things.
Right.
Have sharp, pointy teeth and bones scattered around.
No.
Unless I have good reason not to, they're jackalopes in my head.
They're kind of like, they're a bit like jackalopes, but instead of having like deer horns, they have like a unicorn horn.
Oh my god, that's so adorable!
It's incredibly cute.
I want one.
I rolled pretty well, so like, what are their
Yes.
behaviors like? Are they just like rabbits, or
They're basically rabbits. They're not very different, except in that, hold on, they have some sort of special trait. 1 sec. I think they're like resistant to magic or something.
I'm still just picturing the killer rabbit from Monty Python.
Oh, good one.
Nope, they're just rabbits with horns on their heads.
all right then? And I'm just gonna say,
The
JP?
rabbit corn.
It's a bunny corn.
Rabbit corn.
Oh my god! But I respect you, JP. But I don't care what any rule says. I know what a flail snail is because they're amazing.
That's fine. Also, I mean, they are pretty much what it sounds like.
The flail snail.
What's a flail snail?
It's a snail with flails. If whatever you're imagining right now is probably correct, even though it seems ridiculous. Unless you're imagining a snail with arms.
I'm
It doesn't have
imagining-
arms.
I'm imagining ice stalks with flails.
I'm imagining a snail
basically.
with arms wielding flails.
Don't do that. Since we're
Stop.
talking about it, I'll reveal what a flail snail looks like as well.
Yeah.
The Google search was pretty good.
Yeah.
So apparently, Fantasy Grounds just isn't showing me any fucking pictures, and it keeps on
Huh.
glitching.
Yeah, you definitely. I'll tell you later. You probably have to run an admin mode, at least for this patch, which is, if you don't know how to do, I can help you out after game. We're almost done here, so we'll just make do with the current situation if that's all right.
Oh no, it's fine.
I can
kinda
share
having
stuff
fun
in
with it.
Discord too.
It's kind of fun being able to like card glitch my computer. Anyway, all right, let's restart again and stop trying to do the pictures.
He leans back, clearly like exhausted by telling that lengthy story. What I don't know, he says, is how the city fell or how the gods died. And that is what I'm here to find out. It is clear the Yuan-Ti, who have only been here for less than 100 years, are, for some reason, protecting the tomb of the gods. That is why I want to get in.
Do you know when the gods died?
It would have been about 100 years after Ubtao left, so 1 second as I remember my Faerunian timelines. When did Ubtao leave? It was a bit ago. Was it in when 4th edition started? So yeah. So it would have been
If it's taking too long, you just tell me later.
He's thinking, like, it's clearly, he's like, actually, now that you mention it, the timelines do not match up exactly. They must have started before Ubtao left. They must have abandoned Ubtao or believed Ubtao abandoned them before they turned to the gods. Interesting. Well, regardless, it would have been about 150 years ago.
One last
wait,
thing
no,
about
that adds up. That adds up. He nods. Yes. Okay, I understand now.
also about the Red Wizards. Do they have anyone leading them as a guide, or are they just?
Yes. Oh, no, that was me.
But to survive, someone who can get them food and keep them from dying in the jungle.
The mercenaries are competent enough at that. Besides, they do not really need that. When they are done here, they will simply teleport back to Port Nantiero. Or wherever they go next.
So just to clarify, we need, in order to enter that tomb, we need all 9 keys. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a door. It has slots in it.
All right.
It is the first place we went when we came into the city.
So Red Wizards have 1. Judging from your story, I think we have another.
Good, good. That means neither of you can get in.
This is true.
All right, so I'm guessing the auntie have a couple others. Any clues on where any of them might be?
What about the circular building that's across the thoroughfare? And I point towards the circular building that is a little bit east of us.
Yes, before the battle, I was able to identify that as one of the shrines. We were planning on investigating it soon.
So, what about the cube that we found?
Are you asking that in character?
Yeah.
What about it? Says you have one? Would you like me to see it?
I'll look at Fennec.
I don't remember who was holding it at the end of last session.
Oh wait, Belisar had it.
Yeah. Oh, Belisar has it. I'm sorry. Yeah, Belisar will kind of, I'm sure a little bit reluctantly, but willing to go along with it at this point, no doubt. Show the cube.
Oh, we found this one to the west.
Yes, that is what you are looking for. Is he? No, Belisar doesn't have it.
I think Bran, you have you.
Yeah, I'm pretty
or
sure
I,
Bran has it.
What?
I don't think anyone wrote it down because of the timing. Yeah. I remember being asked.
Nope, Bran has it in his inventory. I'm looking at it right now.
What is it? What is it actually called?
Kubazan's cube.
Oh, Kubazan's cube. Yeah, I'll pull it out. Oh yeah. Well, so we did find this in the Kubazan temple, I think.
Good.
I think there was supposed to be sort of a challenge, but I cheated because I can fly.
Well, considering these are trickster gods, I think they will appreciate such things. Hmm?
It's the Black Beast of
Yes, it is.
And I'm just glad we didn't have to fight that thing.
Yeah, but if we survive and we come out of this at like 11th level, we should totally go and fight that thing.
Yes.
I would like to rest now, unless you have any other questions.
I don't have any more. I said we let you rest.
Are you
can
gonna
If everyone else
decide
is all right
with
with
the red wizards in the shrines. I'm going to sleep. Thank you so much for everything.
All right, I'll stay and just kind of keep watch over them if other people want to go explore.
If it'd be best if we're not going to leave soon if we just stay here for the night.
I was gonna grab Hux and like drag him off to.
I mean, it's not even after like
Oh, it's not okay.
it's like noon right now.
Okay.
We just talk a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can do a short soiree into like looking at the round table.
Go check out that circular building across the road we saw coming into the city.
Yep. That is the plan.
Cool. I'll just say kind of on a meta level, like if you leave Orvex here, he will be safe, at least for this, as long as you don't spend days away from him. Like if you come back at the end of his rest or before it's over, he should be okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'd rather have all of us go.
Okay, I'll go with.
But we should definitely have, only a few people go and check it out. There might be the Red Wizards might be there.
Thought he said that they were further north still.
That's what I thought too.
Heading
He
north.
did say that essentially.
Oh, he did. Okay. He also said they wanted to check that one out next.
He said
So-
that was the plan. It's like
Okay.
he gathered
That is true.
earlier. He had said that they had moved their camp somewhere north.
Okay. Yeah, I will. And if Shine wants to go with me,
Excuse me, who was dragging whom here?
that's true. So I'm being dragged. Do you want us both to make stealth rolls, or just one to make it with advantage?
So who all is going?
I think everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Never mind. Are you all going to follow us up there? Are you going to send Are you going to let me and someone else scout up ahead just for a bit?
I don't think anyone's opposed to Hux and or Shine scouting, right?
I think you're right.
No, let us be out.
Good plan.
Okay. So do you want the two of us to make separate stealth checks, or
Yeah,
since we're
since
doing
there's
this-
just two of you, you can both make the roll there.
Okay.
Aha! No one's seeing me.
That's not the greatest.
Weak.
I mean, it's still a good roll.
Weak.
Fighter with disadvantage on stealth rolls. It's like, that seems good to me.
Alright, so we're going to go forth and explore towards the circle.
Yep, I'm setting up the map real quick, almost done.
Yay. Let's see if I can see it.
Yeah. If not, I'll basically just, I mean, you can look at the stream, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can someone post another link to that for me?
Yep, got it.
Yay.
Because it is what I was doing anyway after I said that. I was like, that's the easiest way to do this. Boop.
Aha.
Oh yes, I forgot you can start forcing it up on everyone's screen now.
Although I probably shouldn't have done that in this case. I don't know if
Alice.
it crashed Angel's thing immediately.
No,
Because if
you're
it's only
good.
images that's doing it, then we can, still roll dice and such.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's just like it's random images too, because I could see your Cubazon thing, and I can see the maps.
Weird. Yeah, it's probably a save admin type issue. Well, I think we can try to resolve it, but not in the middle of the session. We're almost done anyway. So, well, not almost, but hey.
All right, I'm off to the side.
Yeah, I put everyone else's tokens on there, but obviously the other 5 people aren't necessarily like on the map yet per se. It's a big round building. Hold on, before you kind of move into that area, I'd prefer if you guys kind of like stayed out, like put yourselves outside the walls. I just put everybody's tokens on there since we're going to use them eventually. Thank you. So there are 2 stone monoliths flanking the entrance. Each one is about 15 foot tall and draped in vines. And beyond that, there's a kind of squat single-story stone building, round. You can see the door to this one is not old. It's a different design. It looks basically like a big, a very large stone kind of circle. It has hinges. It looks like it'd be difficult to open just due to its weight, even if it's unlocked. Making just to truncate things a little bit. If you make a circuit of the building, you don't find anything deadly.
Okay. 2 things. First, can I make a survival check to see if I see any recent tracks?
Yes.
Nope.
That's the second one today.
Yeah, I know.
I heard of elephants ran through.
No,
Bodies.
Please also give me a perception check.
Oh, okay. Just me or also Shine, who will probably roll better than I can.
Both of you, please.
Oh no, you never know. Oh, that's not bad.
And what was your stealth check? Not for any reason. I was just, I didn't look at them earlier, so I'm just looking now, of course.
His black shadow dice start.
No reason.
No reason. Rolls.
Are you guys are you 2 going up like either side of the building?
That was my first
Or
thought.
are you moving together? That's my question.
I'm gonna guess
Awesome.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I say we go on either side because then if one of us gets attacked, the other person can shoot it.
That sounds like that's what I was going to suggest. So yeah, we're doing.
Cool. There's no dangers that you see in the front of the building. As you make your way towards the back of the building, when you guys get when you folks get back about here,
So weird.
or maybe back here even. Once you're able to see on the other side of the wall in the back, you're able to see that there are several creatures. They clearly have heard you and are trying to hide. They look like they're pretty good at hiding, but you're both able to spot them, I believe. Yeah, because you both rolled quite well. Wait, hold on, actually. Yes, what I said is true. So they heard you coming, and you see them. They look like leopards, but they have 2, they're kind of crouched down, one in a tree, and another just kind of crouched in the corner in the shadows by that broken cart there. I'll reveal their tokens on the map here.
What's up, fam?
And
Oh,
they look
boy.
like leopards with masses of snakes, like bunches of 3 snakes on each side of their kind of shoulders coming out of them.
Oh,
No, thank you.
I'm gonna roll. Can I roll a nature check to know what those are?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna throw food at one.
God damn it! How are we not both dead? Oh yeah, I know what those are.
They are Kamadan. Kamadan are not. It's not like a magical creature or anything. It's a creature native to Chult. They're a relatively common jungle predator. So in addition to the obvious fact that they're leopards with snakes on their shoulders, all of which are quite dangerous in and of themselves, you also know with that role that they can emit a sleep gas from their mouths.
What?
Yes, that's right.
They're not magical. It's just fucked up Chult shit.
It's all natural. Okay.
I guess I should say it's unknown whether they're natural or the result of like a
God tampering.
But certainly at this point they are,
That feels like some god tampering right
native.
there.
I think it's
Ooh,
some
how
god.
drunk.
That's some god shenanigans, right?
I call shenanigans.
Mm.
All right, I've got to figure out some like feat or something that will give me animal handling.
Luckily, as a fighter,
Chilton
you get a
animal
lot of
hand.
them.
Huh?
Luckily, as a fighter, you get a lot of them. Feats, I mean. All right, so that's what Hux does. Hux takes a moment to try to figure out what it is. Shine takes out some food and throws it at the one that's closest to her and makes an animal handling check.
Oh Jesus.
Come on, please.
Oh!
Yes!
Well done.
Diplomacy.
The food lands like directly, like just a foot in front of its face. It like scooches forward a little on the grass because it's kind of crouched down.
I want a pet.
And like takes it in its mouth, but it doesn't eat it. Instead, it looks over at you and then it moves towards the wagon and it drops it inside.
They have kittens.
The cart looks like it's in relatively good condition, like it's been here a year or less. And you can hear Shine, at least considering how close she is, can hear movement from inside the cart when the Cavadan drops it in. And then the Cavadan just kind of sits kind of like on top of, like on the edge of the cart, kind of lazily but ready to pounce in that way that large cats have. And is like looking over at Shine.
I'm gonna
From my angle, did I see like the cat go over and drop food into?
Yeah, you didn't see where the food came from, but I think you saw the results of the action.
Which means I know where the food
right. You're like, oh shit, Shine's doing Shine things.
Can cats pet other cats?
Yes. What's up, fam?
It's not like friendly per se, but it's clearly it is less interest than it did in like eating you directly now, Shine.
Okay, and with my role, would I know that cats, unless they have like some sort of, let's say, offspring in a place like a wagon, they usually don't just like drop food in.
Yeah, cats usually don't store food.
Yeah,
Camadans especially.
Okay.
Hux, toss
Sometimes they'll like hang an animal from like a tree or something for eating later, but
yeah,
this isn't really the same. It wasn't really enough food to justify that.
Okay, so I know it heard us. Did the one near me, is it looking at me, or is it just very alert?
It's hidden. It clearly thinks that it is hidden in the tree and is waiting for you to come closer to pounce on you. But whether that's like, it doesn't. It's not like trying to hunt you specifically. It's clearly waiting.
I'm gonna start like talking really quietly to it and like tossing it another piece of food. Do I have any better food? I think I do.
Yeah, do you have anything better than like a ration? Like some beef, which is basically like you tossed it some beef jerky.
I have Jakuli hide. I do not have any kind of better food. No.
I mean, it might
I'm gonna
think
give
your better food.
I'm gonna give a whistle that with the kind of like communications we've had from working together for like over a year, is like we should withdraw. Obviously, these things aren't going to try and hunt us if we leave them alone.
I mean, I don't think you can communicate that much, but Hux could definitely communicate. Like, I'm leaving.
Let's get out of here.
Like basically, not that mostly just let's withdraw.
Yeah, definitely.
Then I want to. I'm gonna walk away very sadly, but I'm gonna remember where these cats are.
They're wild
Wait.
animals, Shine. I don't know
Wait.
what you want from.
Wait, if they have kittens, if we kill them, can I take a kitten?
That is how it works.
Oh!
Now you're thinking like an adventure.
Hey guys, I need y'all to do something for me.
That's not how any of this works.
Two,
So how did it go?
really, really well. But so there are these giant jaguars with snakes and apparently sleep breath, and they have kittens, and I want one. So
So
If
you
we
Oh,
that.
so you
sound
want
like
to
a good idea.
kill
to-
parents to take their children.
yes, that is entirely my plan.
if we leave them alone, they shouldn't bother us unless we make ourselves very inviting to eat.
Do we need anything that's in there?
Yes.
No. Besides not
What
counting
about-
kittens.
Did you check out the rest of the building?
No,
That
because
there's-
they were giant jaguars with snakes.
There's a door in front of the only entrance, and it looks probably too heavy for both of us to. So we haven't actually gone in the building. We just scouted around it.
okay.
But they had
There was
dogs.
writing above the door as well, but you couldn't read it
Oh, I couldn't read it.
because it was in a language you don't know.
Oh yeah, probably.
The same language as the other building.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back and still with and just take a peek at the door and see if there's any traps that I notice.
Giant
You rolled
area
perception in that
map.
area earlier, and you did not see any traps on the door itself.
Okay, I didn't know if that would.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be, just to be clear, now that we're entering into things that are more dungeon-like, like you don't have to like be like, I'm looking at that square for traps. I'm looking at that square for traps. Like I won't be that I'm not gonna screw you over with traps. If you make a roll that's good enough to find traps in the general area, you're gonna find them. And I generally assume your characters are looking for traps unless you say that they're not. So,
Always.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We can't get the door open.
So no one's on board with my kill the parents, take the kittens plan? No one?
Let's put a pin in that plan and focus on the task at hand,
That is
which is
fine. For now. We are putting a pin in it though. I want a kitten. Can you imagine how cute it would be to have teeny tiny baby snakes like on his shoulders? They would be tiny.
I guess I would caution us against taking too many more
unnecessary risks.
party members.
But mine would grow, unlike all the other ones. And make it more powerful.
Well, if they know, if they can convey information about the area, I suppose.
If
I get
said
the feeling they
those
can.
Fine, for now.
All right. Well, should we go check out that building, see if we can find a way inside?
Yes.
Great. Please assemble your tokens before it.
Boop.
Ooh.
Here, question. We'll go on this side if Hux is going to be over there.
You forgot Balasar.
Nope, just
Oh,
haven't
never
gotten
mind.
to it yet.
I
I have
hadn't
a lot
seen
of tokens.
I didn't see him
I have
off
a
on the
growing
side. My mistake.
Dave is hidden away in the corner. I'll walk up there with you.
the dark bordering of the portraits kind of blended in with the.
So Bran can see, considering that he can comprehend languages, that written above the door in that strange, weird, kind of cuneiformic language, it says, Shagambi teaches us to fight evil with honor. Is this information Bran shared?
All right. Yes, I say that exact thing out loud.
And you would see decorating the monoliths to either side of you, there are images of those Commandant, like a Commandant, clearly the same one, probably Shagambi, judging by the art, and the story that Orvex had told you. Overseeing Chultan warriors as they train with spears and swords. Basically, embossed on the monoliths is a montage of the song from Mulan, except
Of
there's
course.
snakes on its shoulders teaching people how to fight instead of a cute Chinese guy.
See, it's fate. I got a nat 20. Maybe we need one.
The door doesn't look to be. Hux was also able to determine that it wasn't locked. It's just heavy, so it's going to take some effort to open it.
Can I try and lift it up?
You can't. You can try. So Fenix moves forward and tries. Well, you actually have to like push it open, basically, with how it works with the hinges.
21?
Well, it's not really a roll for this one so much as you need to hit a certain strength such threshold to do so.
Oh, okay.
And you don't quite like. You're able to. Fennec on his own is able to move it like an inch, which is impressive given the circumstances. This thing's got to weigh like 600 pounds at least. But he can't quite get it on his own. He's going to need just a little bit of help from someone.
Okay. I'll help him out.
Second strongest. Get over here.
Isn't that Balasar, actually?
I think that's Belisar. I have a 10.
That's fine. Brand will watch you back. So between the two of you, you're able to push it open. I now will reveal more things.
That's not ominous at all.
I'll describe in just a moment. All right. Well, first of all, as you kind of get ready to enter, I think, and as you open it up and it's clear that there's no lights inside, Balsar will like cast light on his shield again, as he's wont to do, and kind of shine it down there like a flashlight for you. I know it doesn't. Fennec has dark vision, but
Yep.
Bran and Balsar do not. So
Nor Kawasha.
Weed and Kawasha say that they'll keep a watch outside while you all figure out what's going on in there.
Okay.
Steps are descending into the 15-foot high, moss-covered room. There's 4 statues of Omuan warriors standing in alcoves. That's what those little stars are. To either side, overlooking a barred gladiatorial pit in the floor. Each statue looks like it was meant to hold a spear, but its weapon is missing. On the far side of the chamber, a stone pedestal, much like the one that you saw the previous cube resting on, this time is bare, empty. A relief on the wall behind it shows a monstrous jaguar with 6 snakes protruding from his shoulders, fighting off a squat, frog-like humanoid armed with a spear. To the left of the relief is a narrow tunnel with stairs leading down.
And the pedestal?
The pedestal, like I said, looks just like the one that the previous cube was on,
Got it.
except it is empty.
Okay.
It has no cube on it.
Okay. I'm gonna do a scan for traps, and just general anything else that I might be able to pick up.
Yeah, by all means, make a perception check.
Don't take a look at the pedestal.
Hux, behind the statue, you're not triggering anything by me putting there. Behind the pedestal, on the wall relief of the Kamadan fighting the Grung, there is. You notice that kind of built into it, there's tiny holes, lots of tiny holes, the sort that one would send gas through.
I was going to guess
Okay.
needle.
Additionally,
Yeah, I was about to
Uh,
say. I know I already rolled. But would Balazar given me guidance or not? Since I didn't.
I mean, I bet he would, grumblingly. But I mean, it could matter.
Gentleman's 20.
You also notice that on top of the pedestal, there's a hatch. So it looks like the hatch is supposed to pop up, and the smaller pedestal on top of the first pedestal is supposed to come out of it.
Yep.
It's not
That
exactly
sounds.
the last pedestal, I suppose. But you can
Okay.
also tell that trying to force the hatch open would trigger some variety of trap, likely connected to other thing that you found.
Yeah. I'll share this information.
Okay,
Those
so
of you looking at the statues, you can see that, as previously mentioned, they do look like Chalton warriors, or sorry, Omuan warriors specifically, and they clearly they're supposed to be holding spears with their poses and the way their hands are curved. Their fingers are curled, but the spears are not there. They're otherwise they don't look to be. They're made out of bronze, and they're pretty well made. It's some good art.
okay, so don't try and force it. Don't set off the trap. Probably continue checking out the area. Fennec's gonna
Well, I was,
head towards the other stairway and head down.
going to ask if anyone
I'm
has
right
a
behind
spear.
him.
I don't think Balsar has a spear.
I have a glaive.
Oh, Balsar does have a spear.
Oh,
Balsar's as Fennec and Hux begin to make their way towards the stairwell, Balsar will reply to Bran and say, I have a spear. What for?
maybe we should give one of them a spear. See what happens, if anything.
I was thinking that too.
Fennec,
Stand
Hux,
aside.
are you two going to hold up, or are you going to continue to explore while they explore this option?
I was gonna continue exploring.
Cool. That is just fine with me. I will get back to you in a moment, but I will reveal the portion of the map you'll be seeing.
Okay, and I'm also just waiting to hear for the telltale hiss of gas coming in, of pouring into.
Vassar will consider for a moment and then put the spear in the hands of the thing, of the statue. It does not fit correctly. It is the right thing, but it's not the right size for the statue.
It has to be a specific spear.
I mean,
Well, it was worth a shot.
Is it too big? Too small?
I guess it'd be pretty easy. Bella's probably say it'd be too easy if we could just go outside and get a stick.
So there's no writing around there.
No, there is writing on the relief showing the Kabadan and showing Nang Nang and Shigami fighting behind the pedestal.
All right, I'll check that out.
But it's basically the same. It's telling the story. It takes you a moment to read, but it's telling the same story that Orvex did, but only specifically the part about Nang Nang and Shigami. The part about the Kamadan and the Grung. Meanwhile, Fennec has journeyed deeper. So that kind of goes, you can see around the corner.
I'm assuming those are spider webs. stretching across.
Yes.
Fennec immediately draws his sword and shield and is like
They
holding
are
them at the ready.
they aren't normal sized spider webs.
They aren't.
They
You said?
are. They
Okay.
are. They are. They are.
Still.
Okay. Heck, one moment. Missing a page. What the heck? Oh. Oh, here we go. Sorry, one sec. This is confusing description that I've read before and understood, so I don't know why I can't understand it now. Aha. Okay,
Well, here's a weird idea.
I understand now. Sorry.
What if I put this cube here on that pedestal? Would that be offensive or?
I don't think that'll work. I think when we do whatever the correct thing is, the cube will come up from the pedestal.
That sounds about right to me.
But you're free to try.
Hmm.
All right, so Fennec hallway ends in a portcullis. You go downstairs and then you loop around, and then there's a portcullis there that clearly you can see through it, and you can see into the gladiator pit, and there's another portcullis on the other side.
Okay.
But right now it is currently closed.
All right. As I walk down the hallway, those blue
Oh,
things hanging
sorry,
off the wall.
I misunderstood. The one on your side is open. The one on the other side is closed. So you can enter the gladiator pit if you wanted to.
Okay.
My apologies.
Those little blue rectangles along the left side of the hallway.
Mhm.
Are those anything important or?
They're
What-
further depiction. It's art of further depictions of Shigambi training fighters and fighting Grung.
Okay. I, th- I think Fennec would continue through. He'll like turn to Hux and like, I'm gonna keep checking it out. Be ready just in case anything happens.
Arrow is already knocked and is waiting for you to walk in.
Shine follows.
All right. You're now, by the way, those stairs are pretty lengthy. So you're like, and then there's kind of a ramp down that hallway to the side. So you're now about 25 feet deep there at the bottom of the gladiator pit.
Okay.
Okay.
The bars above are about 2 feet apart. So it'd be pretty tricky, though not impossible I mean, Hux could squeeze through them. Fennec probably could not. And as soon as you step on it, the portcullis on the east side opens.
Okay.
And you hear additional, like, the grinding of metal on stone to the east. You all can hear this up in the main area as well.
Okay. If we can all hear it, I'm gonna say, remember, the inscription says that Shigambi teaches us to fight with honor.
I growl a bit.
Probably one fighter at a time. So
I think that's the intention.
I die, just make sure my body gets sent back home.
Don't worry, it doesn't say anything about cheering. Cheering is very honorable.
Where's home again?
On.
On what?
You've never been outside of Cholt, have
Wow.
No,
10
I've
out of
never been
10.
outside of.
It's about then that the enemy starts coming through the door.
you?
Sorry, 1 second. I'm just.
Dun
Oops.
dun 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 dun
Cleaning
dun
up my
dun dun
combat
dun dun.
Add-ons were still on there. Okay. There we go. Hoop. What? Over there. Stepping out opposite, they're out of the opposite portcullis from Fennec is a thing that looks a lot like the statue above, except instead of being made out of bronze, it is made out of clay. It is a clay statue of a Cheltan warrior, an Omuan warrior. But instead of, but it is moving, and it does indeed hold in its hand a bronze spear in one hand and a wooded shield in the other. What does Brand do?
I'm going to watch and assess. Actually, I'll look at the clay gladiator that just entered, and just by its stance, how it's moving, how it's kind of squaring up, just try to get an idea of how skilled it might be.
Sure, make an insight check. Nice. Just by like its movements, you would expect that it's not beyond human capabilities, but it is a very competent fighter.
Well, like, do I think
a
Fennec?
competent pit fighter? Do you think
Like-
Fennec could take it on his own?
Yep.
Probably Fennec could take 1 or 2 on his own.
Okay. I'll just say
Understanding that the DM is not a perfect doesn't have a perfect understanding of fate. But judging purely by skill, yes.
have at it, Fennec. I think you can pass this one.
Does
Okay.
honorable have to be 1-on-1?
That's what
Or
the
1-on-4?
assumption is.
Hmm.
I was basically trying to figure out if I need to use inspiration on him or not.
Do you want to ready an action at all, or before your turn ends, or are you just gonna watch?
I'm gonna watch. It depends on how the fight goes.
I mean, you can't really drop in.
Right, I can give inspiration though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Will do it reactively.
You can't give reaction. You can't reactively give inspiration.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing a reaction.
Okay. Cool. Oh, I guess you can give inspiration reactively, just not bardic inspiration. Annoying that there's 2 different mechanics called that. Something I realized in my last session last night as well. In any case, this idea of 1-on-1 quickly dissipates because all 4 of the clay gladiators enter into the shrine or into the pit with Fennec.
Oh shoot!
Wait a minute.
That's mean. By the way,
It's still
Wait,
honorable.
can
I do
anyone
this.
else can anyone else enter?
Yeah, both sides are still open.
Then maybe there should be 4 of us in there.
Well, you'll have to handle that on your next turn. Make sure that's correct. Yep, that's correct. Good. Ooh, this could be trouble.
Where's the honor in this?
I ask you, Shigami. Shigambi,
Wait.
what is your idea of honor?
Luckily, Fennec is pretty tough. So the first one kind of slips around like a canny fighter to Fennec's side, rushes forward with its shield and tries to use it to knock Fennec off balance, but he is a far cannier fighter, it would seem.
They
so
all
he's able
get
to keep his
3
ground.
attacks. What the hell?
Then it stabs at him twice more in quick succession, but he's once again able to deflect it with his own shield.
Oh shit!
It wasn't a critical hit. But that's
It's
still
not a critical hit.
It's still a really high roll.
I mean, I'll also say that was a high roll, so. It also tries to shove you to the ground with its shield before stabbing at you twice. The shield, like this time, manages to like press you against the wall, but you don't go down. It does create an opening for it to stab its spear at you.
Oh, what? Oh my god!
Just barely hit.
Ow.
You can do it. Don't
I'd like to give
die.
you some room here, but narratively, I don't got a lot. They're mindless golems. Hold on. Luckily, you have a lot of hit points.
Not anymore.
Okay, sorry. You had a lot of hit points. Also, you haven't been knocked prone, which is good. Last one.
Oh, thank God.
Each of them in turn tries. Several of them manage to sink the spear tips into Fennec, and at the end of it, he's perforated, to say the least. But he's still standing. Shine. You can kind of see this around the corner from where you're at. Fennec fighting off all these creatures at once and getting like stabbed.
Don't die.
Try. Ah.
It's your action. What would you like to do, Shine?
Fennec, should I help?
Yes.
Apparently I'm helping.
It's
I
like,
want to
yes,
say
fine.
yes, but I don't know
Like,
if that'll
no, I
trigger
got
a
it, no
trap.
problem.
Fennec, am I helping?
Maybe. I'm not sure if more than one of us fighting would trigger the trap or not.
Would you rather have a trap or would you rather die?
A trap means death.
Are we sure?
I mean, it's gonna probably seal it like the last place and throw gas at us, so yeah. Most likely death.
Oh,
Stop standing on Huck, Shine. You can't
I'll
stand
stand
on
beside
Huck.
Hux. Not working very well.
It's all good. You can
Huck's
like pop out
glitch.
around the corner and shoot and then pop back if that is what you want to do, or you can not attack because Fennec seems to be saying that he's not sure if you should.
In that case, I'm gonna ready an action. So
Sure.
I'll just get my bow out and knock an arrow.
If I
And
go
then-
down, start shooting.
Yeah, that works.
Okay,
If it's knocked down, then I'll shoot.
cool. That works. Fennec.
Okay, I'm immediately going to use my second wind
Nice.
for a 16 health
Nice.
back.
Yeah.
Nice. I gotcha. So Fennec takes a moment to steady himself, taking a deep breath.
And then gonna turn towards Gladiator 1 and start my swinging. Hitting the first one, 7 damage.
By the way, for the future, I've now added
I
that
note
to your act.
I
second
noticed
bar.
that pop up as
To your action bar.
as I was making these rolls. Second attack, critical.
Yeah.
Get in there.
So another 24 damage to it.
Nice.
Um,
Wow, that's a lot.
that's my.
Does it go
Like,
down?
you
My
put
champion
several
critical
chips in
too.
it. No, you put several chips in it, but it appears to be quite ready to continue fighting.
All right. Might as well action surge.
Yep.
And
I added a
back
tracker
again.
for you for that too.
Another hit.
Oh, wait, why did it go away? Anyway. Nice. Remember, you get 2 more.
Yeah, it might have just been based.
Oh, now I see why it was in combat mode. I get it. Anyway. Cool. You get 2 attacks with action surge.
Yep. I was just waiting to see if anything changed with the damage to that thing with another 14.
Nope, it's still quite ready. It's ready to oppose you. At that point, you have dealt enough injury to it that it's not done fighting, but you can begin to see that like there's literally like a hole through like Fennec hacks at like the thing's side over and over again, hitting it repeatedly until eventually like there's literally like a hole that you could look through in its torso area. It's still fighting, but it looks like it's having a difficult time of it.
Okay. I don't have my bonus action because second wind.
It's true.
Okay. Then. Yeah, that's my turn.
Very nice. Quash is outside. I guess he'll hear the commotion, kind of walk over and poke his head like inside.
Everything okay in there?
Look over. He does need to go check on everyone because he's actually better at perception things than Weed is.
Okay. I yell, "Get ready to run!" And I'm going to take a shot at the wounded clay warrior if I can see him.
You can, but it will have partial cover.
So Hux is going to ignore Fennec.
Right then? Would it still have partial cover now?
Yeah, it's around the corner from you. So basically, unless you're like right up on it, you're going to have issues. Or above it. Partial cover is only +2 AC though.
Yeah. I do have an advantage.
Yeah, it's not dark in here, thankfully. I mean, it is dark in here. It's not sunny in here. That is the advantage of these shrines for you.
I'm going to test something out. So, yeah, I'll take a shot at it.
Nice.
Oh, crap! I forgot. Action Search gives you another bonus action too.
I was gonna say, if you could take a step, you could fight him one at a time.
It gives you 1 additional action.
No, I was actually just reading it. On your turn, you can take 1 additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Right,
Or-
you get
oh,
1 additional
wait, yeah,
action
never
on
mind.
top of your normal action and
Yep,
bonus
I
action.
remember this
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I remember this conversation previously.
Yeah,
I
no
I
worries.
take it back.
It's parsed really weird. It's a really poorly written sentence, to be honest.
Hopefully that'll hit, even with the partial cover.
If you just triggered
Yes,
a
it will.
trap, I'm going to kill you if the trap doesn't.
Yeah, if you can find or catch me.
Well, we'll be trapped in here, so.
It still hit. I would hope that a 22 would hit, even with +2 AC.
Yeah. Yeah, I targeted the right one. Okay. Does the trap go off?
No poison gas starts flowing in the room, and you don't hear any terrible mechanisms. There's just an arrow sticking out of the thing now.
Cool.
All right, I guess
All
help
right.
me.
And then my action, seeing how there's nothing stopping them from coming towards me, and I'm a coward, is going
in
to.
the doorway, but yes.
Yeah, well, let's see how
I'm
long
what's
it's up on the
stopping them coming towards you.
Just here.
Oh wow, dashing all the way up.
Yeah. And knock another arrow. And my next turn, I'm gonna shoot. I think this also means that Shine would be able to shoot. You said you did hold an action.
Well, she said she's ready to action based on Fennec going down, but
Oh,
I'll
okay,
allow
never
it
mind.
given the circumstances.
Okay.
If you want to make your 2 shots there, Shine, you can go for it.
Yes.
You don't get a bonus action or anything, though, just an action.
Okay.
Which for you is 2 attacks, and possibly an arcane shot. Or 2 arcane shots.
It's really fun being an arcane archer. Okay.
Yeah, I had fun while you were gone.
Class. Anyway. Roll to whack.
That's a nice thing about when players can't play for the evening. I get to experience their character class.
There we go. Yes. Yeah. And then I'm going to grab this guy. And I'm going to shoot him with a grasping arrow. And I'm going to hit him in the face. And then I'm going to use...
Grasping arrow is the one that does poison damage.
And it grapples.
And it grapples. So that if it moves, it takes slashing damage. If it moves 10 or more. No, if it moves at all. 1 foot or more.
Oh, so should I do it to 4 instead of 3? Or... Oh, too late.
It was the other one in the corner.
You're good. All right, so you do that to it. It gets its, hold on, arrow, arcane shot. Is it gonna save? No, it just takes the extra damage. So, here, I'll just roll that extra damage quick for you, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
5, because we forgot to add it to your attack. Usually you have to press the button to add the damage before your attack. It's on the arcane shot. You press the little magnifying glass and then it shows all your different options.
Oh, right.
No worries, though. It did 5 more damage to it, so I'll add that to 3. And then also it is it going to save it all? Oops, shoot. Hold on. That was a misclick. Stupid fast grounds. Work with me. Okay. No, not Washa either. It's going to be Weed's turn in a second.
Sounds like Fantasy Grounds needs some Unity to work with you. Hey, puns.
Okay.
Ow.
It doesn't get a save yet. I liked it. One day is coming. I believe you. One day. It doesn't get a save. It gets a athletics check if it tries to break free. If it uses its action to do so.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Woo.
Okay. Then that was the end of Hux's turn. So now it is Weed's turn.
Get him, Koopaloo.
Weed kind of rushes in, looks around, kind of takes stock of the situation, then rushes back outside to tell Kawasha what's going on with sign language because we can't like shout or anything.
furiously rattles his like little
Yeah. Need to get him like a whistle or something.
But he can't make air to use said
That's
whistle.
a good point. He can't.
No, he should have
Awkward.
like flags.
Like
we
one of those
need
little
to give him like a tambourine.
yeah, or like a party clap. Like,
Air
one of
horn.
the things spin around. Okay, Balasar's turn. What should a Balasar do? I mean, heal
Healing.
Fennec, probably.
Kill a Fennec. And he might be able to jump down through the bars. Would that be possible?
That's what I was thinking of doing. I don't know if that would trigger the trap.
By the way, hold on, sorry. To go back, by the way, it clearly did not take additional damage from the poison
Okay.
from your grasping arrow. Shine.
Yeah.
Made of clay. It is apparently immune to poison, but it is still like wrapped up in these vines with razor sharp thorns on it.
Oh no, I just wanted to pin it.
Yeah, I figured. Healing spells. He can't get like down
Does he have healing word?
the quote.
Healing word.
Healing word and a ray of frost.
We can only cast one, right?
No, because the healing word is a bonus action, and
I thought there was a
Frost is
thing.
cantrip.
That's true.
You can only cast cantrips if you cast another.
Oh, I see.
He'll cast okay. It'll be a 3rd level healing word. Why not? As Fennec is facing off against 4 enemies. Balasar casts down a holy word that knits together many of Fennec's remaining wounds. Though not quite all of them, but he's no longer bleeding. And then with the other hand, makes a few arcane gestures, causing a ray of frost to streak out at the gladiator that Fennec has dealt the most damage to. I think, does it do extra damage? Does it get extra rays? Extra damage, which is already included. Very good. Doing a significant amount of damage to it as the freezing cold ray cuts across the back of the play figure. We pause for just a moment at the start of this turn so that I can take care of a thing, and then we'll try to wrap up this fight here.
Okay.
We'll finish up for the night. Okay, go ahead, Bran.
All right. How far of a drop is it?
20 feet. And also, there's not really enough room between the bars to get through. There's about 2 feet. The art
Okay.
is not a perfect representation.
Oh, I see. So I couldn't slip through there anyway.
I'd like allow an acrobatics check to slip through, but it'd be pretty
All right.
hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Some contortionists. I mean, you are like a fairly small bird person, so
I mean, and I'm very good at acrobatics. It's kind of my.
yeah, go for
All
it.
right, I'm gonna try to tumble down. I'm gonna try to squeeze in there and enter the fray.
Pretty good.
But is it good enough?
Oh wait,
Try to land to the right of number 2.
all right. You're able to. Bran is able to like. You can almost hear like his shoulders momentarily dislocating as he like makes himself small enough to just like slip through the gaps between the bars. And then his wings spread out like once more as they pass through. It's almost like he's flowing like water made of feather and flesh for a moment, and then passes through the bars and drops down to the floor. Is that where you wanted to land?
Yeah.
It sounded like that's where you wanted to land. All right.
And let's see. Targeting, I control click, right?
Yep. Or you can just drag and drop onto that targeting's control clip onto the combat tracker or their token on the map.
Okay, sounds good.
Clicking is the best.
All right. I'm gonna give the number 2 attacks. I'm gonna try to turn it into a flourish, and then I'm gonna do something.
Cool.
2 attacks with my main hand specifically. Whoops, sorry.
No, that's all right. Oh, I see. You didn't.
Auto miss. So
Okay.
don't do that damage.
Okay, I'll take it off of it. It is so.
Second one is
Oh.
unfortunate also.
Oh, geez.
Damn.
Defensive.
That's for
I
you sometimes.
can't. I have to hit. Let's see. They are automatons. They're probably not affected. Oh, no, that's not minors. Okay, I'm going to take a bonus action to cast Healing Word on Fennec.
Sweet.
Make it a level 2. Jeez.
That whole extra die.
Yeah. It's the bonus is the most significant part. Yeah, that's all I can do. I was going to be defensive, but apparently I can't do that.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So able to use its shield as you kind of land next to it. It seems to notice at the last moment and brings its wooden shield around to block both of your blows quickly, matching you move for move.
All right. Like come what may, I guess.
I kind of had a picture of like, whenever dogs try to like.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I'm glad I healed him.
I mean, even without your heal, I was back underneath half.
Yeah, you're in much better shape now because of all the healing. So you're able to withstand that and keep your feet. Despite, the spear blow would kill any other creature, but Fennec, being mighty, in addition to being a clever archaeologist, apparently, is able to kind of just like the spear sinks in over the part of his chest where his heart is, but it doesn't. He's able to like press against the clay golem's arm and use his brute strength to just kind of keep it from piercing his heart and killing him.
I give an orcish shout as I push back there. Like, "Ah!"
I mean, also you are half orc, and I don't think this has happened yet, but when you're reduced to 0 hit points, you do pop back up at 1 right away.
Yep.
So that helps. I guess the rest of the party probably doesn't know that, though.
We've never seen it.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, never mind.
How would that have worked with you falling off the edge of the cliff? Never mind, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, I think we forgot about that ability at that point.
JP, just a question. Would Balasar use his movement to maybe get closer to the combat? I'm not sure if that would be a thing.
Maybe. It's pretty crowded down there. Probably. His Ray of Ice is actually, his Ray of Frost is better than his melee is the thing.
Okay.
Here's a question. How does disarming work?
Is an option in 5th edition that just anyone can do. There are ways to be better at it. I guess it's an optional rule, but I don't have any problem with using it. Basically, let's see. Does that work? Hold on one sec. I have it here. What page is it on? 271. All right, I'll have it in just a moment. Need to bring up my Dungeon Master's Guide. Actually, my Dungeon Master's Guide physically is sitting right next to me. Let's use that. That'll be faster in this case. Okay, here we go. You can use a weapon attack to knock a weapon. Make an attack roll contested by the target's strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check. If you win, you cause no damage, but they drop whatever item they're holding. If it is holding the item with both hands, you have disadvantage on the attack.
Sure. They are shield and spear, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're thinking about that, Bran, you can throw me a perception check quick, please. Well, I continue to attack.
$19.
You notice that actually, like, they're made of clay, right? You're pretty sure you can't disarm them because the clay is literally just like formed around the weapons.
Oh,
It's a trait that they have.
I mean, if they're clay, can you just disarm them by removing their arms?
and I'm prone.
It's as you notice this, it slams forward the shield that it used to deflect your blows, going into your chest and knocking you off your feet. And then it stabs at you on the ground with its spear.
I roll out of the way.
You roll out of the way the first one, the second one grazes you.
Roll for your life.
These ones continue to attack Fennec. Because he's in the way.
Wait, isn't that the one that I have wrapped
Grass?
up?
Yeah, it's not moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally standing next to me still.
It can only
Yeah.
attack Fennec without taking damage.
Yep.
And if Fennec moves basically, if Fennec's able to move away in any way, like to the other side of the room, this thing will have a much harder time of it. Because it is not trying to break free, as it is not currently impeded. Anyway, it missed Fennec, so it'll spear. Shield, spear, spear. Man, Fennec, he's just fighting him off. Yep. Well, that turn, Fennec's able to deflect nearly every blow sent against him. Except for that first one.
You
Clearly
forgot to
Phil-
roll damage on one.
Did I? Did it hit? Oh, it did.
That is true.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
You don't have inspiration for your honesty. Would you like to give it to Hux or Shine?
What?
I'm
You don't get
giving Hux or Shine a point of inspiration to spend because normally I'd give it to Fennec for being honest when I forget to deal damage to people, but he already has it. So I'm giving it to someone else in the party.
Let's give it to Shine.
Honesty's the best policy. Out of game. All right. Speaking of Shine, it's her turn.
All right, so we're gonna
I'm a
shoot.
bleeding again.
Like Gladiator 1, so maybe we can kill the thing. Is it dead yet?
Nope.
Sadly, no.
It's still standing.
Die!
Clearly not
Ah!
so close.
All right, I'm gonna use freaking Action Surge.
Nice. 2 more shots.
All right. How are you still not dead?
It's a
Damage reduction, I'm guessing.
nah. It's got a lot of hit points.
They're just
It's a
lot of
clay
hit points.
statue.
Oh my
Alright.
god!
It's still
Oh.
standing.
Kill it, Fennec.
No, I'm gonna hit it with.
What, your last arcane shot?
Yeah, no, probably shouldn't. Never mind.
I can tell you this, like, it's been blasted to pieces at this point. It's basically just like a frame of a statue made of clay.
Is there anything else I can do?
If only you could spit on it, then that would probably.
It has 1 hit point left. Get it.
All right, sure. Grasping arrow.
Well, you know that one won't deal damage though, because the last one didn't.
Oh, you're right. Well,
You'd have
the
to do the
other
other
one is like shadow arrow and it does necrotic damage. Isn't that one the one?
I believe Shadow actually does psychic. I don't think either of your arcane shots are likely to do damage to these things.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, I think you're pretty much done there.
Shine is very frustrated.
I mean, you shouldn't be too frustrated. You did a lot of damage to it. You just didn't finish it off.
You sunk 4 arrows
Somebody-
into it.
Somebody breathe really hard on it.
Fennec?
Oh, I missed.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
I thought you might. I was like, I feel like Fennec wants to finish this one off and get it over with. There you go. It had 2 hit points left.
All right. What was the other one?
Crunch. It crumbles into dust, leaving the statue and the bronze spear lying on the ground beside Fennec.
So, like, I take my sword through that one, and then I do a 180 spin and bring the sword crashing down on number 3 and just missing completely.
Kawasha, having received information on what's happening, begins to rush inside.
Help, 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 help.
Come on over. Give him the Kawash special.
He can see that one from here, but it is more than 30 feet away. What if he did it that way?
Yes.
He calls out, he doesn't know exactly what's happening. He says, if you get out of the cell, I can probably keep them inside, and clearly, like, prepares to do something. He's readying in action. Hux?
I mean, I'm gonna do what I do every turn. Pinky, try and shoot the thing and kill it.
Could you hit the one on me, please?
Which one?
Number 2.
Number 2? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be able to kill anything this turn.
Oh, none of us are.
Let's see. Number 2, is that one wounded?
I don't think
At
so.
all?
No,
Okay.
only number 3 is lightly wounded.
Lately. Decisions. No, I mean, Hux is the type of fighter that goes after the wounded ones.
Nice. A solid hit. Rain down from above.
Nice.
Anything else there, Hux?
I wish I could roll better on the sneak attack dice. Okay, so yeah, I'm done. Because I don't really need to hide, and
Yeah, it's true.
I guess I'll move closer to the door.
Just in case.
I'm well trained in I'm well trained in kobold martial arts. Be a cow.
All right. Weed's turn. He'll throw a nut at the same one Hugs was attacking, but it kind of just bounces off because it's a nut and the thing's made of clay. Who looks hurt on our team? Fennec is messed up again. Bran is
Everyone.
also hurt. Everyone in the pit, anyway. What can Balasar do to make this less bad?
Does he have like an AoE heal?
Mass
say-
Cure Wound.
I would say give it to Fennec
He does
probably
not have-
first.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think he would get mass cure wounds until level 9-ish.
Sorry, not a mass healing word is a level 3.
True, but he does not have that. He went with other options. They're not
Well,
bad,
shit.
just not what you need
Just
at the
heal
moment.
Fennec.
Well, he's definitely gonna do that. I'm just debating what his other action might be. 1 sec. Sorry, I have to actually look at a sheet some more. I'm basically familiar with it, but not entirely.
I thought you had all this completely memorized.
God, no. Especially not the player's handbook. Plain D&D. Who does that? I only run it. I'm debating. Yeah, I think he'll just throw another level 3 healing word and then another Ray of Frost. That's the right thing to do.
Yep.
Sounds good.
And then let's see. If he moves, he doesn't get to make it. All right, he's going to move back in this direction, starting to get ready to make his way back downstairs. But not quite ready to do so yet. Bran.
Okay, so you mentioned that they can't drop their spears, right?
Yes, correct.
And the spears are made out of bronze?
Correct.
Heat metal.
Oh, yeah.
Hells yes.
All right, so I'm laying on the ground. I'm going to cast heat metal on the one right in front of me.
Nice. I'll note that getting up from prone does not, in fact, evoke a opportunity attack.
Okay, well, in that case, I get up, I stand up, and then, yep, we're going to use heat metal on.
That will probably be pretty effective, since it literally cannot drop its weapon.
And it continues to take that damage as long as I maintain concentration. Let's see. So move action, stand, cast action, heat metal, bonus action.
I mean, it only takes half your movement to stand if you
Yep. It takes
want
half
to
your
risk. Yeah, if you want to risk an attack of opportunity, you could get out of there.
You can also Bardic Inspiration as your bonus action if you want. Or you can
Okay.
save them for flourishes.
Um,
I think that's all your options, though.
I have my own inspiration right now. Yeah, I'll give Fennec inspiration.
Bardic inspiration.
Yes, Bardic inspiration.
Sweet. So you'll
I was gonna say they're breaking. Press them.
anytime in the next 10 minutes, Fennec, you can add a D8 to a D20 roll after you've rolled it, but before you know whether you succeeded or failed. In Fantasy Grounds, we give some leeway to that second part of the rule. Like
Okay.
if it's something that automatically displays a result, you know.
Like an attack roll.
Yeah. Probably when you make attack rolls until you're out of inspiration, don't like target them. Just roll it in the chat box. Got it?
Okay.
But if it doesn't go that way because we forget, it's okay. All right, Bran, you're done? Cool.
Done.
Time for this guy to attack you some more. With the shield and then with the now
Nope.
spear that is quickly growing to glowing red hot. But now Bran's on his game. Now he's ready and he's able to deflect the the broad spear sending shimmering sparks off of it as it meets his scimitar each time. Oh, I forgot about that ability of theirs. That's okay. I'll remember now.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
It's not a big deal. It's a
It
very
has
small
this
thing.
ability, automatically win. I didn't see that in the beginning.
Better than the ability regeneration.
Yeah. They just start reconstructing themselves in front of you as you fight. Hey, you landed a hit. Uh-oh. Fennec went down.
He's up to 1, right?
Yeah, now he goes back to 1, but does he get knocked prone? I think so. First time it's happened.
What do we see? Wait, did that other clay gladiator move into my
Yeah.
So do I get to smack him?
No, not unless he moves out of your range.
Oh, I see.
Unless you have a specific feat.
Yeah, I dropped to 1 hit
I
point
don't.
instead, so I don't hit 0 hit point.
Cool.
Technically.
So you do not go prone. You're just at 1 hit point. Which means that you get to make a save to not go prone from its ability of shield bashing you. Oh wait, no, that was a spear. No, that was a shield bash. Okay. All right, you're at 1 hit point. You're not prone or unconscious. Is the good news. You're doing pretty well in this fight, guys. Don't be discouraged. What the heck? My thing's messing up. Come on, Fantasy Grounds, get your shit together for me. There we go. Maybe not. All right, make a strength saving throw, Fennec. I'm having difficulty making you do it automatically.
16.
Thank you. That is enough. You remain standing, which is good.
That's very good.
He's not gonna die now.
Oh, and there I
Oh.
go.
Yeah.
Close, though. All right, you're down for the time being.
Oh, shit.
Shine. Fennec goes down in front of you as it slams him against the wall with his shield and then sinks its spear into his chest, and he kind of just slinks down against the corner of the wall and the floor, leaving a bloody mark upon the wall.
That's which one was it?
That
3?
was number 4 that did that.
4. All right. Shine just gives out like this cat scream, like that awful bone-chilling yowl that everybody absolutely loves hearing from cats. And she's gonna shoot it in the face. She's gonna shoot it very hard in the face.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have to do anything or just roll?
It should
for
do it
damage?
automatically.
Okay.
It did.
Yeah, she's gonna hit it really hard in the face. And then she's gonna go ahead and use her next arcane shot and use the where am I? Anyway, the grasping tendrils just to keep it in place.
Cool. So that one will be kind of tied up now as well. It can still fight, but if it moves, it takes damage. And that was to number 4 that it's grasped as well.
Yes.
I'm going to make sure I don't forget this. I'm going to add grasping shot to their effects for my knowledge. Okay. Are you going to use your other actions? Oh, no, you don't have another action.
I don't have another action.
Surge. You just have the 1. All right. So you should. Are you going to move at all, or are you done?
I'm good.
Cool. 2 more arrows streaking into the pit. Another golem takes some damage. Fennec begins to bleed out.
That means he failed.
He failed the death save. Oh, it's supposed to show you that.
Yeah, it didn't.
That's weird. Anyway. Quattro will move more fully into the room. 5, 10, 20. Over to here. Wait. Or move here. And then you can thunder wave 2 guys from above without hitting Fennec.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's do it. He'll cast it as a level 2 spell. Oh, that's not great, but it will still do damage. Not a lot, but some. He needs to make his way kind of around the pit. After using his staff kind of as he runs to chuck a thunder wave down into the pit towards the 2 that are standing over Fennec's body. Hux?
All right. Does any single one of them look more wounded than the others?
No, not particularly. They all look a bit hurt. I'm not sure what it says on your combat tracker, but it's probably accurate.
Wounded.
That is right.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time to actually trying to target the one I want to target.
Which one do you want to target? Oh, you got it. Assuming 3 is the one you want to target.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, same thing.
Although you won't get sneak attack damage on that one.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I don't want to attack that one. Sorry.
That's all right. Just control click it to untarget and then
that one's better. Yeah. And before I do, Hux actually looks at Balasar, snarls a bit, and says in.
Sorry, you cut off. What does he say in Draconic?
Oh, I'm typing it.
Oh, cool. Great.
Because if not, that was perfect timing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously.
And yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can really do for any other action. I just stay there.
Do we want to press forward with this fight, or do we want to stop as it is our stopping time?
I mean, it is dramatic.
It is would be an acceptably dramatic point at which to have a cliffhanger in the middle of a fight.
I'm good with a cliffhanger.
Cool. Because I think got a significant amount of fight left. Not a huge amount, but probably another like minimum 15 minutes, maybe a little longer.
Wow, it'll take them that short a time to kill us. That's refreshing.
Such a pessimist.
Have you met me?
I believe in you, my adventuring party.
I mean, I had a pretty good idea what to do next turn. Oh, do I have to take an action to maintain heat metal?
No, I believe you use your bonus action to keep doing damage. Let me see.
Okay, so
yeah.
So it's an opportunity cost between doing more damage to that thing and heal.
Let me see. Yeah, you can use a bonus action to cause the damage again.
I see.
It's automatic damage though, so it's better.
True.
You cast it to get an automatic hit every turn while you continue to do other things. Cool, great fight. They are all wounded, and one is down. 3 remain.
Fennec might die.
Come back next week.
I know I sometimes seem like a harsh GM, but I try to give clear warnings. Well, maybe not clear, but I try to give warnings.
Yeah,
Yes,
this-
about honorable combat.
Yes, honorable
That's it.
combat. Here's 4.
Here, notice it said
Fuck
honorable
honor now.
combat. It did not. It said honorable combat, not honorable duel. That was our fault.
Yeah. Well, what is the Omu in
I also
perspective of?
I specifically told you that what set off the trap was messing with the hatch.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
No worries, though. I just wanted to say I'm not really mean. It's just sometimes people don't figure things out. I can't help it.
It's not your job to hold our hands across the street. I
No,
mean,
it is not.
Yeah, true.
It is not.
I mean, this is Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah,
Tomb
this
is in the
I mean,
title. We're going to die.
wait until you're in the tomb.
Yeah,
Annihilation is in the words, guys.
Just ask the other party how they feel about it at this point.
I mean, there's a reason why come 8th level I am seriously considering getting Dungeon Delver, just because I know I'm going to fuck up a trap one time, and that might be the thing that makes me not.
It is quite good. Although I'll observe a lot of traps in this dungeon, although good perception and stuff like that helps. But a lot of the traps in this are more about they're more like
Hey, don't do this
Saw.
thing.
They're Saw experiences. They're like, here's what happens. Here are the you can find the trap, and they're like, here are the consequences of the trap. Now you must choose how to deal with it. Disabling them is an option, but they're not just pressure plates that fire arrows at you, I guess is what I'm saying. They're there's a treasure chest that when you unlock it, it teleports you into the side of it, and then it falls onto the pressure plate, and then the arrow it gets shot through. Do you try to open the treasure chest, or do you leave it alone?
Actually, that is a good philosophical question, because there have been questions about that. So Dungeon Delver gives you advantages on resistance against traps and advantages on saving throws against traps. So the question is, if you are trying to disarm a trap, you know it's there, and you set it off, do you still get that damage? And do you still get that resistance and all the other benefits?
I would say probably. I mean, it
Right.
might vary slightly by circumstance, but I'd have to look specifically at the wording of the feed. But
Right.
My thought is yes.
And I would agree, but then there's some, people are like, oh, that means I can just run through and set off every trap, and I have, I have resistances to all.
I mean, resistance isn't immunity, so it's not like that's OP.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're taking half damage from traps, which can still be a lot if it's a 600 pound of stone falling on you that does
Yes, half of
damage. So
yeah, half of lethal damage is still lethal damage.
Right, exactly. I mean, but yeah, definitely still super helpful. The damage resistance is super, super helpful. All right. Also, it'll let you see traps if you're forced to run down a hallway that you haven't been down during a combat, which normally you would not be able to find traps while you're doing that. But
that is true. Normal speed trap finding. I like that. But anyway, good game. Hopefully we will save Fennec.
I mean, I'm hoping we can save Fennec, because if he dies here, he will have died without ever saying it belongs in a museum.
We were so close last session.
I was, but I wasn't the one. It wasn't set up correctly. I can't just willy-nilly say it.
That's right. I appreciate your dedication to playing a tribute without just straight up doing it. And honestly, it's more Nathan Drake than Indy, right? I guess it's both.
It's a healthy mix of both, I think.
All right, good night, everyone. I guess I'll go to work.
Good night. Have fun at work.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for the stream tonight. If you've been following along, hopefully you come back next week again at 7 o'clock 7:30ish Central Time, to see what happens to my character Fennec and the rest of the adventurers in this combat. So, if you missed any part of the stream or want to check out what you've missed previous weeks, I upload the recordings over to my YouTube channel, so feel free to pop over there and like and subscribe those videos if you want to keep seeing those each week if you can't make the stream. So thanks everybody again for tuning in, and have a great night.